One of the bloodiest battles that America has ever seen. Codename Operation Iceberg. This battle cost 14,609 Americans their lives. This is the Battle of Okinawa. Okinawa is a small island 956 miles off the coast of Japan. General Roy Grieger was the first American general ashore, who then later died during the battle. The Americans intended to use the island as an air base.
First Americans ashore were of the 77th Infantry Division. On April 1st, 1945, the first platoon landed on the beaches. The battle was nicknamed the Typhoon of Steel due to the amount of American and British battleships that stormed the island. It was also called the Typhoon of Steel due to the amount of kamikaze attacks on American ships. The general of the Japanese forces at the time was a general by the name of Mitsuru Ushijima. The Japanese are ferocious and deadly fighters, and are known most for their banzai charge. The American forces, on the other hand, had over 183,000 initial assault troops. The farther the Americans pushed into the island, the harder the Japanese fought. The Japanese often use guerrilla tactics to take out their enemies. The American forces were either dug up in trenches or hung up on the beaches. The Japanese fought to win. It was a savage, brutal, inhumane, exhausting, and dirty business. Eugene B. Sledge. The Japanese often tortured or executed some of the American prisoners, while the Americans, on the other hand, kept their prisoners of war inside of POW camps. Within 2 hours of the initial landing, the Americans had taken Kadena and Yataman air bases. Simon Bolivar Buckner Jr. was now ready for Phase 2 of his plan. Buckner's plan was to capture the Mobutu Peninsula and then push on to the tip of northern Okinawa. The Americans encountered aggressive resistance, and after days of constant conflict on April 21st, the Americans had captured northern Okinawa. Southern Okinawa, on the other hand, was not easily captured. With the Japanese dug deep within the ground, it was difficult to push on. While the Americans were very close to capturing all of Okinawa, General Ushijima decided to launch a massive counterattack against the Americans. Though the Japanese attack was well organized and well sustained, it could not handle the immense firepower of the American forces, and left much of the Japanese forces destroyed. And finally, during the last few days of May, the rest of the Japanese forces had finally retreated off the island. With the Japanese death toll over 100,000, and the American death toll above 14,000, it is easy to see why this was one of the deadliest battles of World War II. But these deaths are the cost of freedom.